Picture this. You just returned from an extended business trip, exhausted but eager to step back into your stunning mansion by the lake. Instead of warm lights and familiar stone walls, you're greeted by dust, twisted beams, and a mountain of debris. Not a bad dream, not a mistake. This is exactly what happened to a wealthy homeowner who came back to find his dream home reduced to rubble. And the reason? His own homeowners association. When he demanded answers, the HOA president stood there with a smug grin, flanked by loyal board members who looked far too pleased with themselves. "You had some unpaid dues," the president said, his tone dripping with fake concern. "And we've started a neighborhood improvement initiative. Your unique architecture didn't align with our updated vision." The rest of the board snickered, clearly savoring the homeowner's disbelief. They shoved a thick packet of documents toward him, highlighting bylaws and fine print they insisted gave them full authority to demolish his property. In their minds, they'd cornered him, a wealthy man too distracted to settle a few $100s in fees, now facing devastating consequences. To them, he was just another resident to control, another notch in their record of dominance over perfectly trimmed hedges and identical mailboxes. The homeowner didn't interrupt. He listened carefully, face calm, expression unreadable. He allowed them to finish their self-congratulatory speech, allowed them to revel in what they believed was their triumph. He watched the smug confidence in their eyes, the arrogance that comes when small power is mistaken for real authority. They likely expected shouting, threats, a vow to sue, maybe even tears. But none of that came. Instead, a slow, knowing smile crept across his face. "Unpaid fees," he repeated evenly. "And you're beautifying the neighborhood? That's quite a project." The president straightened proudly. "That's correct. We're implementing significant upgrades." The smile widened. "There's just one issue with your grand plan. Actually, it's more than one. It's a very serious problem." He paused deliberately, letting the silence stretch, noticing their growing confusion. "You've been sending those notices to the wrong individual. You've been operating under a rather unfortunate misunderstanding." He opened his briefcase, not to retrieve a check, but to remove a thick portfolio. He placed it firmly on the hood of his car. "You believe I simply purchased a home in this community. That's your mistake. I didn't just buy a house. 5 years ago, I acquired the entire development company that built this neighborhood." He continued, voice steady. "Every road you drive on, every landscape strip you manage, every parcel of land, including the lot your homes stand on, belongs to the parent company. And I own that company." The color drained from their faces. Smirks disappeared. Mouths fell open. The president stammered, "Were you saying?" The homeowner tapped the documents. "I'm saying that, for all practical purposes, I am your landlord. I control the entity that holds the master deed to this entire development." He let that reality sink in. The foundation of their supposed empire crumbling beneath them, their authority, moment ago unquestioned, exposed as fragile illusion. They weren't rulers. They were tenants playing dress-up. His tone shifted, hard and unyielding. "I've been reviewing this association's conduct. The findings are unacceptable: corruption, misuse of authority, and now destruction of private property. My property." He locked eyes with the president. "You mentioned beautification. I agree. A cleanup is overdue, and it begins here." "Effective immediately," he declared, voice echoing with command. "This homeowners association is dissolved. Your charter is revoked. Your authority is terminated." He pointed at each member in turn. "You're all dismissed, titles revoked, positions erased. Whatever power you imagined you held, it's gone." The board stood frozen. In a single exchange, their dominance had evaporated, but he wasn't done. "One final matter," he said, his smile now cold and predatory. "With the HOA dissolved in this land under my sole ownership, your presence here is no longer authorized. You are now trespassing." He pulled out his phone. "Local law enforcement is on standby. They're awaiting my signal to escort you from the premises. You have 1 hour to vacate your residences. Your belongings will be packed and placed into storage. The invoices will follow you to your forwarding addresses, wherever you manage to land." Chaos erupted. The same board members who once mocked him were now pleading, voices shaking, faces streaked with tears. In one brutal turn of fate, they lost their influence, their homes, and their pride. The man they had tried to humiliate now controlled everything they stood on. As security teams and moving trucks rolled in, the homeowner remained composed, watching the architects of his mansion's destruction confront the consequences of their actions. In the weeks that followed, the community changed completely. Without the corrupt HOA, the suffocating rules disappeared. Residents painted their doors bold colors. Gardens bloomed in wild, personal designs. The neighborhood finally felt alive. Meanwhile, construction began on a new mansion, larger, more breathtaking than the last, rising from the cleared rubble. He was no longer just a homeowner. He was the rightful owner of the entire development, a leader who had dismantled tyranny and restored freedom. It's a sharp reminder that sometimes the person you think you're crushing might actually own the very ground beneath your feet. Thank you for watching. What did you think of this incredible revenge story? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe for more unforgettable stories. I'll see you in the next video.